What is up, you guys? Nick here. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Well, here we are. The end of 2020 has come to a close. Did we think it was gonna ever happen? Thank you for spending some of it with me. I'll have a nice little message at the end of this. For those of you who don't care about that sappy stuff, I wanted to do a macro look at what the electric vehicle industry at large and NIO specifically have in store for 2021. I start out every single year in my own investment strategy by deciphering what I think will be the catalysts causing innovative disruption and focus in on companies that are poised to dominate. Above almost any other company on the planet right now, I truly do believe NIO is one of the most undervalued stocks to where it could be in 5-10 years down the line. I want to critically analyze these catalysts. This is going to be a broad macro view, and progressively into the weeks following, I will be zooming in closer and closer into general aspects where I see NIO dominating in 2021 as part of a new video series I am doing. Subscribe if that interests you. We have a ton to get into in today's video, but first, Webull has improved their promo. They are now offering 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is a complete no-brainer. They offer some of the best analytics in the game and are a 0% commissions trading platform. You don't pay anything. This offer ends soon. Don't sleep on it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. I do a ton of videos like this covering EV, tech, and IPOs. Without further ado, without blabbering more, let's get right into it. So if you thought NIO could not have a busier January, you'd be right. They have an extremely top-heavy January filled with events, unveilings, deliveries, and interviews. I will be covering all of it and keeping you informed. However, starting with January, above else, we know that NIO Day is quickly approaching. Just over a week away, I will have full coverage of the event, but in the meantime, here's the speculation. NIO Day 2019 last year was a major catalyst for their share price. We saw it surge in the week leading up to NIO Day, and upon announcement of their EC6, we saw shares dramatically rise over the course of the next few days. Many investors had speculated that they would release this vehicle, and they did. And shares rose. I find it funny that investors actually wait for the day itself to then invest their chips. Why not be in before? However, that's just the way the world works. I personally prefer to be invested in a company before it releases its products, so I for one have been continually investing on dip days. NIO, on their annual event this year, are almost certainly releasing their newest sedan, the EE7. Now, I've talked about the wonders this vehicle is going to do for their company and their bottom line before, and I will have an exclusive video dedicated to this vehicle and its specs coming out in a few days. But in the meantime, in the spirit of keeping things macro, what I will say is the Chinese consumer has been gravitating towards smaller vehicles, and NIO is expecting to really be able to increase their vehicle margins on this specific vehicle, as luxury sedans have some of the highest possible margins in the industry. NIO has also recently talked about reaching 20% on their vehicle margins and gross margins in 2021, and I do want to be personally exposed to their share price valuation increases prior to this. NIO will also likely release plans on their 150 kilowatt-hour battery cell pack, enabling potentially 900 kilometers NEDC range. They will also likely be adding transparency to their European expansion plans. As you may know, NIO releases its vehicle deliveries on typically the 1st or 2nd of each month, and I do think we will see strong deliveries breaking into likely the 5,400 range. This would be yet another monthly record delivery. NIO has stated that their joint affiliation program with JAC Motors will be able to further expand this output into the 7,500 range likely in January, so we should begin to see the fruits of this labor and the expansion in early February once January deliveries are released. Now, on a macroeconomic view, here's what I think will be positive drivers for NIO deliveries throughout the course of the year. On a global stage, a Biden and a Democratic US government really changes the narrative and the direction of clean energy. Alongside this will be more subsidy programs and continuity for EV. Whether or not you like Biden, a Democratic government is extremely good for EV promotion and sales worldwide. With NIO having plans on, quote, being in all major global markets by 2022 or 2023, this definitely signifies the United States, and a Biden government will facilitate ease into this expansion. The Biden government has plans for clean energy incentives, charging infrastructure investments with a goal of 500,000 charging units by the end of 2030, and increasing EV tax credits. Yes, I do know this will help domestic US companies like Tesla obviously more than NIO, but it is the macro fundamental shift in thinking that will be extremely beneficial for NIO as well. NIO's regulatory credits also come into play in the first quarter of 2021, so be on the lookout for that. It should really pad out their bottom line. Next, I want to talk about the increase in battery charging infrastructure that NIO has laid down itself in joint partnership with the Chinese government. As you may be aware, the Chinese government actually has stake within the company, having formed the division of the company called NIO China. NIO China, based in Hefei province, and the Chinese government have increased the investment in the infrastructure program by aiding in the construction of additional battery swap stations. This obviously decreases mileage anxiety, increases brand awareness, facilitates additional battery swaps, and in theory can expand the reach of NIO in mainland China. These are all great. But what this news does most for me is signals one thing above all else. The Chinese government has been increasingly incentivizing consumers to buy NIO. They continually are helping out their company and thus their bottom line. There are other examples of the Chinese government going above and beyond to help NIO win. You may have heard that the Chinese government, coming from left field, is going to be reducing the subsidy programs to luxury EVs costing more than 300,000 renminbi. NIO costs more than 300,000 renminbi. However, the government has added in a little caveat. This is that if the vehicle company is equipped with removable batteries, as NIO is, the subsidy programs will still apply until the end of 2022. Now this is blatant favoring of domestic products if I've ever seen it. This is also decentivizing purchases from foreign brands like Tesla, which does not have removable batteries, however does cost more than 300,000 renminbi. This is good for NIO. It shows to me that the Chinese government will likely continue giving helpful nudges to NIO along the way. They have also partnered with the company in the State Grid program. I just released a full video about this and its benefits. If you haven't seen it, check it out after this video. I will put the link in the description. Next, I want to talk about NIO's supply strain issues. This has been a constant battle for the company nearly all year long, as demand has far exceeded supply. A pretty good problem to have if you ask me. Now, this was due to low early year forecasts as they were in the peak of the health situation. Moving into next year, this has all changed. Management has seen the incredible increase every single month in terms of deliveries and demand. Li Bin has publicly gone on record stating that much of the supply strain has indeed been resolved and is continuing to be resolved. Their supply webs have been increasing in robustness, and this is resulting in lowering product costs, which thus results in higher gross margins. This will then decrease to NIO's eventual and inevitable profitability. The thing to remember here is that NIO is indeed on the path to profitability. You can see the writing on the walls. They have a business operation that is working, the demand is there, their margins are continually increasing, they are adding more vehicles to their roster, they are constructing more battery swapping stations at roughly half the price at which they used to cost to produce, and they are expanding into new geographic regions. What is to not like about this company? I am very interested to see where NIO's margins have gone to as of late. This will be really the telltale sign to the viability of an outsourcing model at high production capacity. However, I will keep you all in the loop as always. Next, I want to look at their autonomous driving capabilities. NIO has partnered with Mobileye. I have a full video explaining this, and I'll add the link to the description as well. They are striving to be the first Chinese EV company to mass produce vehicles equipped with L4 autonomous driving, or mind-off driving as it's sometimes called. There are rumors that more transparency to this will be unveiled at NIO Day 2020. However, this is just speculation at this point. I do think L4 would be massive for the company, as they are looking as though they are inching away from Xpeng as being the clear leader in autonomous driving in mainland China. They are also likely to move into the robo-taxi space with Mobileye, as both CEOs have publicly stated that this would be an ideal situation and a symbiotic relationship for both companies. Whether NIO constructs the vehicles for Mobileye's robo-taxi fleet or NIO begins their own fleet, we are likely to find out more of this subject in this coming year. However, this is a very exciting prospect. Next, their cash position. NIO's current cash position is the strongest in electric vehicle startups emerging from mainland China. With their recent share dilution, they now have more than a $6 billion cash position. This is extremely robust and healthy for short-term movements. This buys the company plenty of time. They are building up their war chest to then use in any way they please. This is actually incredibly enticing and ensuring for me as an investor, as I was invested in this company when short-term cash positions were a constant issue. They have completely 180'd on their cash position, and they now have very healthy wallet sizes. I do think they will continue on their current course of pouring cash into research and development, an aspect of their company they find extremely beneficial. They see the path to winning through being the most technologically advanced company in mainland China. Being different from the rest has always worked out for NIO. It has been setting them apart in the oversaturated EV market, and I love that they are willing to take these risks. It's virtually the only way to win in this current market, and I do think they will continue pouring cash into autonomous driving and battery technology. Finally, let's talk about the frenzy. The investor frenzy, the anticipation, and the moment electric vehicles are having right now does not seem to be slowing down, but rather speeding up. It's their time in the spotlight. They were one of the main stories of 2020, and I do think this will continue throughout the entirety of 2021. With this hype typically comes surging share prices, and I do think NIO will hit triple digits in the course of this year. I have made a video breaking down their price predictions by the numbers, and if they can continue without any major mishaps, I do think this will come to fruition. This company is so exciting, so vibrant, and really one of my favorite companies. NIO to the moon. NIO to triple digits in 2021. Mark my words. I just want to take a second and sincerely thank each and every single one of you. I know you may hear this often on YouTube, but I actually really do mean it. I'm sure you hear that too, but oh well. Thank you so much for commenting, subscribing, smashing that like button, giving me your point of view, engaging in discussions. I read each and every single one of your comments. Thank you for the encouragement, the support, challenging my points of view, adding your own opinions. I really do love it all, and I cannot wait to spend 2021 with each and every single one of you. This community is one of my favorites. I've come to know a lot of you. Let's get that bread in 2021. I will be posting every single one of my trades on my Patreon page throughout 2021 and relaying faster and more NIO sites there. I'll also have behind the scenes, more content. The link is in the description if that interests you. Don't forget about the Weeble promo, 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. I don't promote anything I don't use myself. That is a no-brainer if I've ever heard one. Worst case scenario, you're getting more than a 20% ROI. That's pretty decent if you ask me. Anyways, everyone, here's the last video of 2020. 2021, let's hope you're a bit nicer to us all. Thank you so much. See you next year. Cheers.